this is Divine Sunshine coming to you with a channeled message. We got a lot of energies that's coming on here. We've got to really again anchor in. This light and shadow is coming in and it's coming out of the divine feminine and the divine masculine in a lot of ways. For me, it was like the pressure of it all. So I'm thinking this could be coming from the divine masculine things because I felt like he was throwing it my way of feeling kind of pressurized, like it's just overwhelmed by everything. Everything is just like a over sensory things that's going on. It's like really working on the nerves for the divine masculine. Let me scoot back and do it this way. For them, I'm picking that up because I had this morning I had a dream, and then the divine masculine was kind of giving me, talking about they were having like a bachelor show. And it was a flyer, and it told me that maybe, I might be interested in it. And I was looking at the flyer and looking at him and saying, what the hell this mean for? I'm not interested in that. He's like, oh, well, I was just, if you was interested, I would understand. And I was like, I'm not interested in that. Oh, okay. I just wanted you to know. So we might be having the divine masculines again, might be almost like I say cold feet. In some ways, I also had a dream that right now with the karmic situation, I've been doing a lot of astral traveling, a lot. I also had a dream with the divine masculine, and I always, when I think about my best friend, she always takes the role of the karmic, which if you met her in person, she's nothing like that type of. She's always like this really this beautiful person, more outgoing and giving than I am. And she always plays that role. So I'm figuring some kind of way, maybe the karmic, a lot of times when these karmics come into your life, they play a part of somebody in a past life that you are already known. They could be a best friend, daughter, or something like that. And you all decide to, switch roles and help out. So I'm thinking maybe in another life, the karmic was a best friend. I can hear say, we ain't no friends now. Yeah, well, I understand that. But not in the third party, how she's expressing. So my thing is that in the dream, the karmic being played by my best friend was taking a shower, and in taking the shower, I could smell that she had just had taken the number 2, like she had defecated. I was like, why are you calling me to talk to me, and you took the shower and you had defecated, and I could smell it, it's still there. So some kind of ways the karmics are acting as if they had cleaned themselves, but it's still there. Or you could say, some people like, your shit don't stink. But it's still there. You're acting like you're prissy clean, but you're not. So as we're going along and she's getting ready, I go into the kitchen and we'll look for some leftovers. So I'm playing the role of seeing the eyes through the divine masculine. So that's what it is. So I go in there, I look in there and say, oh my God, they done took the leftovers. Where's my leftovers? He's like, well, the kids and my friend already had taken it. And I was like, okay, well, I want my leftovers back. Because, I really was, looking forward to it. And it's like, well, it's over with. At first it was sympathetic about it. And then the more and more I pressed about it, she got an attitude. Like, well, it's over with now, so you just need to just get over it. So a lot of the times the divine masculine or divine counterpart, let's just say the karmic period and the divine counterparts, because they're telling me it goes both ways, are at a point that they feel it like in some ways they keep on saying like they're getting crumbs, like they're getting the leftovers of it, and at a certain point they've kind of gotten used to it as well. Like they look forward to just the leftovers. So that's not a good place to be. So that's again a lot of kind of like humbling yourself and kind of subservient attitudes in where they are. As far as expressing who they divinely are. It's just like I'm just taking whatever I can get my hands on. And the things that I do get my hands on, it's like I really have stake in that. And even that, somebody's already laid claim to it. So rather if they have children, or even if this karmic has somebody else in the picture, you know, they're taking up even everything. So the divine masculine, and I seen that in um Daniellleboomle's things, where he was saying that, you know, when it comes down to it, they'll come in, the divine masculine will find out, even in this karmic situation, they thought they was going to come in and gain something, and at the end of the day, they're going to find out the same way you came in is the same way you're going to go out. You came in with nothing, you're going to go out with nothing. And I was like, okay, so that was representing, I had this dream before. So this is the same thing. So they're thinking they're going to come out with something. And even the little bits that they do say that they claim in it, they're going to be nothing. So I was upset about that. So I'm playing the role as divine. I'm upset. I'm calling myself trying to be right. And the little things that I'm preserving, trying to save for myself, that's got my claim in it, is getting squandered away. So the next thing is we're supposed to be going to some kind of gala, and the karmic says, you know, are you ready? And I was like, well, I'm gonna be as ready as I'm supposed gotta be. You know, I went over and walked over and I showed my dress was like into this. It was like some ball, some gala we're going to, and my dress was like a royal blue, and the royal blue color. And I lifted up the package, the thing, the plastic garment thing, and I showed. I said, "Well, it's you know, this is about as best it's gonna be." And look, like she said, it's wrinkled. I said, "Well, this is gonna be the best it's gonna be because it is what it is." So even with the way of how pretty much I'm picking up as I'm listening to this, that the divine one and the karmic, even though they're showing, the karmic and the divine counterpart has gotten to the point that they can't keep on playing the role. It's like, I'm gonna let them see all the flaws. I'm gonna see where it's all effed up. You know, whatever it is what it is. This is the thing it is, because I'm tired. I'm tired of playing the show. I'm tired of putting on this act, and especially if it's blue. And why I'm talking to you, my throat chakra is like tightening up. So that blue is communication, how you really dressing up and then showing. So the communications, the way they're speaking, the way they're voicing themselves, is getting a little kind of sloppy. So the next thing said, you know, well, you know, the karmic said, well, you know, we ain't staying all day for this gala here. And I returned it back to it, said, it don't matter. I know I wasn't planning on staying anyway, and don't even worry about how I'm gonna get back. I got my own way. And so so the karmic was saying to me in so many words that, you know, she's like, you know, it's, you're not gonna stay to the end. So whatever plan that the divine counterpart has, whatever it is, the plans of the karmic slayer, I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm not going to allow you to stay until the end of whatever this connection that we have. And I said in turn, I know that I'm not planning on, as the divine, with feminine or masculine, we house both, said, I know I'm not even worried about it, because I'm not even thinking about staying to the end anyway. So I'll proceed to, while we saying that, I go sit at a chair at the window that's full of sunlight, and then I wake up. What signals to me is that, again, it's a card there in that blue one that has a feminine sitting, because if I move this, it might move the whole thing. Let me see. It's called the Light Seekers. In the Light Seekers Tarot. Is one of them where they got their two of wands. It's a wand, and this wand in the hand is a wand right there up against the wall, and they're looking out the window in the sunlight, and they got like a globe, and they got like this map. So right now, the divine counterparts are sitting there, which to me is like the window of the soul. They're seeing that, okay, the sunlight, which again is like everything underneath the sun, but they're getting enlightenment right where they are. So it looks like they're not taking any actions. To me, it's look like they're waiting for the gala. Means to me, it's like some big bang event that's going to happen. That's going to cause them to say this is a signal. So when this event that actually happens is going to signal to them, you know what, we're coming to the end. Now, I don't know what this event is. Like I said, we've been powering up since. The June might be the it. I'm thinking, I keep on seeing stone hands things. So whenever the summer solstice start all the way into the winter solstice, we could be talking then. We can even be talking about everything. I see 3. So anything from 3 weeks from now, because whatever happens in the 50 takes about 3 weeks for it to start. So again, you can start from 3 weeks from now into then. We're going to see some now the starting up of the blow ups of this. This is starting. Some of it is like this. Is, as my mom call it, this is act 1. Okay, but in some of them they might have been starting. It depends on your growth. Now you can speed it up as far as how far you are in your growth, in your process. So as I say that, I want to go back to my notes because I remember, and I meant to release this earlier, but I couldn't. I got so busy with so many meetings that we've got to understand that divine feminines is okay. And this was also solidified in the sunshine circle as well, that we've got to go on ahead and give our counterparts that space so they can work that stuff out. Okay. One minute. So they can work that stuff out. So while they're working the stuff out, this is going to give them the ability to be able to create that incubator energy for them to be able to go ahead and give birth to this new beginning. So even if these divine masculines are talking some kind of way where they're saying, you know, I don't want to be with you no more. You know, you just, like my dad told me one time, you just do me. He was upset about the death of his mom. You just do you. We'll see 2 strangers in the street, you know, and then we just say hi and bye and that's it, you know. And that's a lot of times, this from that example from dad, it's a death of something. So that's how the masculine he was, is the divine masculine. Every masculine handles is different, but that's pretty much kind of classic old-fashioned template masculine pretty much handles things. Is that, again, instead of me drawing things to you, I push things away that no longer, that, you know, because I'm already hurt. Well, my mom is gone, so now I'm scared you gonna do it. So instead of me holding you more closer to me because you might go too, I'd rather push you away. And so that's pretty much kind of like what's going on with some of the divine masculines at this point. It's like a death, and they're not understanding how to handle that. So give them that space, you know, that can be able to do that and to grow, because you don't want them faster, coming in faster than you know, really are able to or want to. Okay. All right. And then also, I don't know rather to talk about it or not, because last time I did that, if something's going on with the readers as well. Readers, you know, again, some of them, just make sure just keep that high vibe. Again, this, all I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put it this way, because since they cut me off, this is about maybe the 3rd time me doing this video, so something about in that retrospect they don't want to. Just, you know, give love and light to your readers. These ones that's out here, this in the leadership role, that's going in the forefront of everything, and just, you know, really saying, you know, just send prayers. It's a lot. You know, we going through our own things. Some of us are going through our own personal stuff that's going on, job related, family related, whatever. And we still get out here to punch out and just tell you, okay, like news reporters, this is what's happening on the twin flame community. Just, it helped to keep that light around all of us, to be able, so we can really truly keep that sense of a twin flame community, which is coming together to help one another as well. Right. And so again, and this being able to, I'm reading my notes, it says something's have to get out of the way. A lot of times we have to rely on this divine timing again, and you know, things have to move. They like moving parts in order for you to do that. It said something is almost like the same thing like I had did with the kids in the cookies and the trusted. So one of the kids had a problem. They could not be able to connect to another system because this other system was still running, and every time they would try it, it would send the same message to the other computer, which is the same thing as if like us as the connections as the twins. You know, in order for them to get access to the software, I had to tell them to shut down one computer because that same computer was using the same Wi-Fi system. So it was sending the same messages from even from their phone, even if they tried on the computer, because it was through the cookies and the internet, whatever. I'm not techie, but I do know that because of the connection that way, it was still reading up that IP address that it had to be. And the IP address that both of the things were using. So it made it hard for the other student to be able to connect up to. So in order for that to happen, we had to shut one down. And then from that point on, they will be able to gain access. That's the same thing just like with us with this union. One of us might feel they got to shut it down so we can reboot and to be able to process and get the data and get the okay from them, the restrictions that have been placed from either past lives, past experiences, just the hurts and pains and childhood wounds that they had before, in order they get an access pass. Some of this stuff that's going on with our counterparts really don't have anything to do with us at all. So that's why I keep on telling you all to not take things so personal. I mean, it is easy to say it than done. I get that. I know that. I walk in the walk along with you all. But if you keep the attention and say, you know what, that's stuff that you've got to deal with, and for me to, and be honest with yourself, in order for you to seem like you still dealing with some stuff, that's a signal back to me I'm still dealing with some stuff as well. So it's got to be an even balance there as well, to understand that, and for us not to be pushing it off on our counterpart. It might not be the same thing and say, well, I ain't dealing with no addictions. Okay, well, with the drugs or whatever it is, or codependency, I'm independent and I'm free. Okay, it might not be on people, but it might be a different way that it's showing up. Maybe you got family members that you're living with, and maybe you kind of trust your family members to kind of help you out financially or help you out with the kids, or something like that. A little bit more dependent than usual. Some of them times you could have been watching your own kids instead of always letting grandma do it. Grandma's old, getting up there in age. You say, well, it's the coronavirus. They ain't got no place to go. They ain't worried about the kids while I'm doing my thing. You don't know what your mother or your parents might want to do in the meantime. So my thing is, that's a codependency. It's a little bit of an off balance there. It's showing up this way and it's coming up another way there. I'm not going to deal with about the Kirk thing, because last time I did about the soul contracts things. I will just state this, and I say my own belief system when it comes to soul contracts. I believe that somewhere in your belief system of either past lives or this life, I remember as a child, there was a lot of times things that I had agreed upon, and I said I didn't want to be a part when I growed up, seeing from my parents. That's kind of like a contract or agreement that you make with yourself. Now, whether you call it a soul contract or not a soul contract, that's it. You have to go to All Stars, Kirk. I told you many times, him and I, this way. It depends on, again, like I said, you make some type of agreement on some things in order for you to do it. It was something else I wanted to talk to, and the thing stopped me, and I couldn't remember. It was good too. Well, maybe it might come back to me as I'm thinking as they're bringing these messages here as well. We got the last thing, childhood wounds. They're coming up. That came in the card when I did the Kundalini, did the hump day. Go to divineunisoul's11.co and watch the hump day. It's just a $4 reading. 44 minutes. That was interesting that it came to a span 44 or 45, somewhere around there. And just for $4, it looks like almost darn near close your own reading, personalized reading that I gave to you about that. The children came out there. I was today playfully playing with my mom, telling her about some things that she had did, because I told her, I remember as a baby being in the crib, and I could have sworn she locked the door. She said she didn't lock the door, but she let me cry. She said, I was going by that Dr. Spock philosophy of raising children, that's self-soothing. And I told her that didn't work because I remembered that. And then she said, I didn't, then it came up today in conversation, I didn't lock you then. She said, but you did get locked in the house one time. She said, I went out to do something and the door closed and locked behind me, and I had to ask, she's like, her stepmom to come watch the door. And then she went to go find the janitor so he can be able, she said, and I was panicking because I didn't know. But she said when she came back, she seen me sleeping. I said, well, I might have fused both the stories, but both of them still bring in abandonment issues. She's like, if you don't get with me, I said, and I would like an apology for you abandoning me. So my thing is that, you know, it's coming out. It's so weird that this came out, but we did it in a playful way, and I like that it happened that way. Still, and we had a playful banter with that, and it still was healing through laughter for what's happening. But I'm not the only one. I'm picking up, and I think from the cards too as well. They were saying that it was it. Okay, I'm getting a popping noise, so I think either DM or somebody saying that's about a wrap on that one. I wish they would bring to me with the other one. It was really good. I was going on and on, and I looked and seen the sucker wasn't even taping. I was so upset yesterday about that. And so that's pretty much the energies that we are really at this point. Just work on that, chew on that. Again, this is time for you to get yourself prepared and ready. You know, right now, don't believe anything that's going on with your divine counterpart. It's a lot of shifting, a lot of changing of things. And when you're shifting and trying to see where things fit and arrange things in your house, you know, sometimes something you say, oh, I threw that away. I shouldn't threw that away. Wait a second. I still might need that lamp. Put that lamp back over here. And I think I might need that. I could still use that. You know, so when you're throwing things away, you know that it's when you're trying to donate and shift things out, you'll find yourself still kind of like, okay, I still might need that. You know, and so just kind of wait. You know, we've all been down that road like that. But again, like I said about my mom and dad, they come back and it will come back like the years that the locust has eaten. It will be replenished and give it back. Meantime, take that time to get to know you, practice some self-love, and to be able to just take what kind of mission and purpose that you have. Because a lot of times, sometimes when those things do happen, those separations, it's time for you to do that. Because if your divine counterpart, let's be honest, if my divine counterpart still would have been with me, even then, I would have never have made this channel. I never would have been able to meet the people that I met, Jupiter 1111, the Kathy D, April Williams, Divine Pisces 222, Dream Queen, David from Soul Mission, all these people, you all the subscribers, I would never, Benita, I feel like Romper Room, Desiree, Brown Sugar, Ethereal Sources 777, you know, all you all, Vanessa, Margaret, all of them, I can say, like, she said my name. I would never, CPN Texas, God bless you. I never would have met, and I never would have been able to have this rich connections and relationships like I do have with you all on this, and touch so many lives. And I hear so many people saying, because of you, you know, I stand firm. I can say I went on my mission. I started my channel. I've done this. You know, let me tell you how you had transformed me. I wouldn't have thought about that. I still would have been teaching, still looking at the other catalyst twin like he was the one I was supposed to marry, and I would have never had met this great, wonderful man that I met. And no matter where he is on this thing, and a lot of times, oh yeah, I forgot. And the divine, that's what I want to say. And the divine masculines are sending a lot of songs to your counterparts. We're having a, what is it called? A counterpoints back. So a divine feminine will sing one song, send a song, and the divine masculine will sing. So your divine counterpart is hearing songs from you too as well. So it's going both ways. It's not just one. He's getting songs and you're getting songs as well. And they're going back and forth with each other. Okay, so that's another thing. So if you haven't started yet, that's another way that they're dialoguing. Open yourself up and you'll see that. And it'll be a lot of dreams and astral travel. So again, like I said, we never would. So sometimes separation is good. All right. On that note, I'm ending my channel message that I had gotten, and I said, oh, I got to get it out because next I'm about to go to playground experience. I've been having back to back meetings. Tomorrow I might shut it down. I don't know. And try to rest. After this, I'm resting. All right. As always, stay uplifted. Oh, don't forget, go to divineunisource11.co. Get your $4 hookup, your Kundalini Rising hookup for $4. It's called a Hump Day reading. Make sure you get that. And also Sunshine Circle. Sign up for that. Also later on when this uploads, which is probably going to be a while, make sure that you check out the Wick app from myself and from Beautiful Warrior. She's has her thing is that her platform is for children, this new breed of a family dynamic that's coming in. So make sure you sign up for both so you can get all good updates and discussions on both of them. Okay, is that it? Yeah, say Sunshine Circle. Sunshine Circle is $11.11. You can go there too as well. We meet Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You get all the good stuff in there, and we help to support you. And you get meditations and many reasons too in there. All right then, as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste. Namago. Love you.